Welcome to Enform's info session videos on the action plan, application, and submission process. In the first video, we will talk about who is eligible for an action plan, how to fill in your action plan, and how to make amendments to your action plan. In the second video, we will talk about how to review and score your plan, and how to submit your completed action plan package to Enform. So first things first, who is eligible for an action plan? If a company wants to do an action plan option instead of a standard core maintenance audit, they need to have been in the core program for at least 3 years. They need to have had a score of at least 85% on their last certification audit. And if they want to do action plans for both maintenance years, they need at least an 80% score on their first action plan. And finally, they have to submit their application to Enform by March 31st. If you are eligible and you want to proceed with an action plan, what are your next steps? First, go to the Enform website and download an action plan application form. This is a PDF form that you will open with Adobe Reader. The form is designed so that you can fill it in, save it as you go, and email it automatically when you are done. The first page of the application is straightforward. Be sure to note that it is an application. Enter all the WCB accounts and industry codes that were a part of your original audit. You will find some basic instructions for developing an action plan. Action plans are built on objectives that you will create. The PDF form has space for 10 objectives. We are not actually recommending that a company create 10 objectives. That's the maximum. Quality is much more important than quantity. Your plan should have 5 to 10 objectives. At least some of your objectives must be related to recommendations your auditor provided in your last certification audit. You may also add other corporate health and safety initiatives as objectives. Beside the objective entry box, there is a tick box that lets us know if the objective is based on a previous audit recommendation. If it is, tick the box. If it is a company health and safety initiative that doesn't come out of a previous core audit, leave it unchecked. Objectives must be SMART. That is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Don't forget, you have to be able to complete the objective by November 30th. It cannot be rolled into the following year. If you have a multi-year project, break the objective up into multiple stages and write the objectives so they can be accomplished before the end of November. Suppose in your last certification audit, you had deficiencies in Element D, training, and Element F, incident reporting and investigation. As a result, your auditor made a recommendation that you need to ensure all managers and supervisors receive accident and incident investigation training. Well, in this case, your objective might be develop and deliver new health and safety training modules to managers and supervisors. Now, suppose that given the size or complexity of your company or your situation that it couldn't be done in a year. Well, in that case, you might rewrite the objective along the lines of develop and pilot new health and safety training modules, something you could accomplish before the end of November. Now you need to think about the steps it will take to accomplish the objective. You need to list at least 2, but not more than 5 milestones or significant activities that have to occur throughout the year to accomplish this objective. Each milestone or activity will be assigned to someone to ensure that it gets done. It will have a target date, a deliverable, and a weighting or score that you will use to score your action plan in November. Going back to our example, this objective will have 4 milestones or significant activities. 1. Identify health and safety training needs for managers and supervisors. 2. Develop course outline. 3. Develop course contents and materials. And finally, 4. Deliver training to 80% of managers and supervisors. Now you need an individual or a group that will be responsible to ensure that it gets done and done by the day you specify. The form provides a drop-down calendar to pick the due dates for milestones or activities. So in our example, we'll say May 1st for milestone 1, May 30th for number 2, July 15th for number 3, and November 15th for training delivery milestone. Notice they're all before November 30th. That's when we have to submit our report. So now our deliverables. It's important to get this right. A deliverable is a document that proves a milestone was achieved or the degree to which the milestone was achieved. The deliverable needs to provide justification for your self-score in the final report. And the deliverable needs to be something that you can email with your submission package. That also means that you need the deliverable ready to be emailed by November 30th, the submission deadline. If you are maintaining a multi-province COR, at least some of the deliverables need to provide a representative sampling from all the provinces being maintained. So, in our example, for the identification of training needs milestone, the deliverable will be needs assessment document. For the activity develop course outline, the deliverable is the final course outline. For the third activity, develop course contents and materials, the deliverable will be a PDF of course handouts and the PowerPoint presentation. And finally, for the last milestone, the deliverable will be training records that show who has taken this training. And if this was a multi-province COR, you want sample training records from each province. Your final step in your application is to create your own scoring method. How much weight do I want to put on each of my objectives? And for each objective, how much weight do I want to assign each milestone? The PDF form will make life a little bit easier by doing the math for you as you go. As you assign a score or weighting for each milestone, the form adds up all of your totals for the objectives and keeps track of your score for the whole plan. So when you're done, the grand total for the whole plan must be 100. It's always a good practice to save your PDF form as you go. You can use the saved PDF form to circulate and review your plan with stakeholders before you submit it to Enform. So once your form is complete and filled out, it's ready to submit. Go to the first page of the form, click on Submit by Email. This should open an email with an attached file ready to send to corinfo@enform.ca. That file contains everything you typed into the application form. You can add additional information if you wish in the body of the email, but hit send on the email and your application is in. If you have any problems with the automated email submission, you can also save the form, create an email to corinfo@enform.ca, and then attach the completed PDF file to the email. If you need to make amendments to your action plan, you need to make a formal request in writing to Enform before the cutoff date of October 31st. Enform will review the requested changes and then formally accept or reject the amendments. So going back to our example, say the company realizes that they would like to expand their new training to all of their field employees, but that means fewer managers will get trained by November. So the company could ask to lower the percentage of managers and supervisors to 60 instead of the 80%. Remember, after October 31st, the action plan is set, and it is the standard by which you must score yourself. That brings us to the end of the action plan process. Before you create an action plan, be sure to also view the action plan submission process video. Knowing what is required at the end of the year is critical to getting it right at the start.